Hi, I'm Nate. You're watching Photolearningism. I'm going on kind of a different time today. Just figured I would. Why not? I really wanted to get into a photo alteration tool mashup or comparison where they go head to head. We show you the same photos and we see what we come out with in the end. So let's compare Paint.net with Krita and let's get to it. Alright, so starting off with Paint.net, taking a shot that I just took. Comes in a little dark into Paint.net, so first thing we got to do is we got to bring some brightness out of it. Let's get to it, and look, that's not the one I wanted. Let's do that again. I'm going to throw an additive on there, get some life. And then start pulling some color. I'm using some of the same concepts that I like to use, really regardless of the tool. It's just that they look a little bit different in each one. Sometimes the tools come from different places, but the concepts are always the same. I'm trying to do this a little faster for your benefit so we can get on over to the other one as well. This one's kind of a tougher one, because we're working against a couple different things. Starting to warm it up a little bit. Just need to get back to the blue spectrum. This is a technique that I've demonstrated before in my other videos. You're welcome to go check those out. But it's really kind of the same idea as using color channels, except you're just exposing them as layers. And that's it. It gives you a lot more control over the direct inputs of them, and actually you get to pick the color more directly this way, which I find useful. So that's the way I like to get it done. And then in Paint.net, unfortunately, we have this limitation where we got to merge everything together before I can do usually the final piece, which is the vignette. And this gives it just a little bit of focal point to it. Okay, so that's about the place I want to get to with this picture, all right? So paint.net, there we go with that. Let's flip on over to Krita. Same picture. So first thing you'll notice that when it gets sucked in here, at least using the default mode that I have, it has the opposite. Paint.net, it brings it in dark. Krita seems to bring it in light. So we kind of have to do the other way in that we have to overlay color to get us to that starting point again and start bringing out the pieces that we want. And then, not that, but here, instead of adding layers and then applying color to them, what we do is we create fill layers, and the rest of this should seem pretty familiar to what I just did. Color's not going to look quite right yet because we're not done adjusting that yet. So don't fret. Alright, let's dupe that. Let's actually flip that to an addition. Instead, we're going to take this a different direction here. And group these up. And I actually did discover this recently, that you can duplicate a group just by selecting that and then duplicating the layer. So, couldn't find it in the options here, but that's apparently where it is. So, alright. Then I want to convert all of that. I'm trying to avoid here. Is we've got some high points and low points. Right now it just all looks very flat to me. And I'm trying to get us away from that. Not really doing it for me. Now we'll just keep it as a layer control then. Alright. What I will also do here is see if we can flip up the color on that layer. right. Let's take this idea and let's desaturate that. Trying out some different music here, by the way. Really not sure what's going on in the background there. That one's an addition. That one's also as an addition. Not sure where my desaturated layer went. That's a little interesting. Alright, so put this as normal. Let's try that again. There we go. Pull a bit more out of it. All right. Kind of feels like we just need an overall boost. Not from that, though. Yeah, one of my layers disappeared on me here. Not sure what happened to it. And I wanted to throw a little bit of sharp, ooh, not that. A little bit of sharpen on top of that. Okay. Feels, let's see, where'd it go? There it is. Looking for where my vignette went. Okay. So, that looks pretty close. Let's have a look over here. Interestingly, yeah. I wonder if that's because of the hue saturation component. You're able to get a little bolder out of that. A little more bold. And that could also be, let's try this. If I add one more layer here, the color, the hue of green may be a bit more spot on. So let's be particular about that. Nothing that says we can't do that. Let's actually go back to the base layer and then look for saturation. Just crank that up. I think we're starting to see it now. Do a similar thing here. What layer is this? Addition. In fact, why don't we do this? I'm going to merge these up. So I think I'm pretty much done with all of those. I realize this is kind of a dangerous move, especially if you're not sure that you're there, but I feel pretty confident about that. Let's go back into there, and let's just tweak up the overall. There we go. Now I feel like I'm starting to get the... There we go. Get the piece out of it that we really wanted. Get the color out of it. So you can play with that a little bit more to get them closer if you wanted to. But that's a side-by-side of doing that particular picture. Krita versus Paint.net. Why don't we check out one more? Why not? We got time, right? So, Paint.net, let's look at this guy. A little bit of a brighter subject. This one will probably be much quicker because there's not quite so much to do. First thing that we should do is try to do an intensify. Pick out the parts that we like. Maybe just drill up some of the overall saturation just a bit because I really love that purple. And as a last piece, we got to merge it up in Paint.net. Make sure we keep the change. Let's get our vignette. There we go. Nice and easy, right? Let's flip on over to Krita. Same subject. Same idea. In fact, yeah, it's coming through really dark, which is interesting. Huh. And not a little bit. That does help some. Now we just need to get saturation up. Oh, but I'm working on the wrong layer. That'll be why. There we go. And last touch. Throw the vignette on there. That was much simpler to work on. Split that one over. There you go. Paint.net versus Krita. Probably could use a little bit of contrast adjustment over here. Maybe one more like overlay. Try to refine that just a bit more. That's closer, yep. All right, side by side, you be the judge. Which tool is more effective? Which tool draws more out of the picture? I can find benefits in both these tools. Some things I find easier in Paint.net. There's a lot more layering functionality in Krita, but I've done a bunch of videos on both sides. Go check them out. Let me know what you thought about this. Let me know the feedback of how it ended up, and connect with me. Come see me at nateciraulo.com. You can connect there from anywhere, really. YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Come say hi. Come tell me what you'd like to see next, and we'll keep on trucking forward and learning together. Thank you so much for joining. Take care.